waiting for the buzz. Oh, yeah.
Now, you keep talking that shit about my fucking kid, and you annoying me and aggravating me, and I'm trying to enjoy my life.
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. Hottie stop, stop, stop.
You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now. The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. What up and welcome back. It's your girl Jane, the plainest Jane. And look, y'all know how I give it up over on this channel. I provide syrup in the form of Black news and celebrity updates. And baby, now that Rihanna has won the Super Bowl, yes, Rihanna won the Super Bowl, okay? Now we can really chat. Now we can really talk about what's going on. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and open up my little Fenty situation I got. We can really talk. Did y'all see Rihanna pull out her own makeup during the halftime? Okay. Fenty is going to be sold by any means necessary. Period. Rihanna won the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, not Rihanna. Rihanna, because that's how you pronounce it, right? Tonight was at night, and I said, you know what? I already saw what was happening on Twitter before her performance even ended. From academics to everybody else, right? Or the people who had negative things to say about it. I said, let me put my cape on for my girl, because y'all about to drag my girl well into next week. I can already see it. So I'm here with my cape, ready to save Rihanna. I'm ready. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the pregnancy and how I knew she was pregnant before it was even confirmed. Because if you didn't know, then now you know, okay? The plainest Jane is keeping you in the know. It has been confirmed via her representative. But I really don't blame people for doubting it at first, because one thing that is really irritating is, like, Rihanna has gained weight in the past before she had her first baby. And she got this like happy weight or whatever kind of weight that she had on her. Anytime a woman's body changes, she's pregnant, and people want to announce it for the person instead of allowing the person to announce it themselves. And I feel like it's rude, it's disrespectful. Y'all act like y'all want to see natural bodies. Y'all tired of these botched BBLs. Y'all tired of Cardi looking the way that she looked, and other people, very abnormal, right? And enhanced. Everybody's starting to look the same. Asian dolls, same with her. Crazy, right? Looking like they built like an ant. And then when you see a real woman's body changing, the first thing you want to say is she's pregnant. I've had people come in my comments literally within the last 3 months. Jane, you pregnant? You around kids? You gaining weight? You eating good? And is eating good, but I'm not pregnant, right? So we have a lot to discuss. We have some things to break down. I want to talk about her halftime performance. I want to know how you all feel about it. First of all, let me just say this. Shout out to all of my channel members, okay? Shout out to all of my stickies. We are going to be backstage more than likely tomorrow to talk about Monique's new movie, The Reading, that's on BET Plus. Okay, we're going to be talking about that. So shout out to all the channel members and the stickies who actually pay to support, to get the extra content. We're going to be talking about it. Y'all know I posted something backstage to see if y'all seen it. So I'm giving y'all time to see it before we take a deep dive into it and I spoil it for everybody. But listen. We need to talk. I'm thinking about opening up the phone lines after I get out all my thoughts. Okay. And listen, it's just time to get into the thing. So let's go ahead and talk. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to hit the thumbs up button on this video. We have a lot that we need to talk about. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. Okay. Subscribe to the channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. We're always serving up the hottest syrup in this joint. And happy freaking Rihanna Day, okay? It's definitely the Rihanna concert. It definitely wasn't Super Bowl Day. It was Rihanna concert day. Let's go ahead and get into the things that we need to talk about this evening. But of course, before we get into that, make sure that your mental health is okay. Mental health is important, Okay, I know people feel like I'm beating on a dead horse when I talk about mental health, but honestly, before you get into celebrity business and all of that stuff, you really need to make sure you're okay first. Make sure you're okay, and let's continue this bus ride.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
And yes, I got a little bit of Fenty on my face today. I got a little bit of Fenty's lip cream, I believe, and Honey Waffles Gloss Bomb Cream. Okay. I'm going to support the girl Rihanna. And like I said, I know that the people were trying to drag her into next week. I saw some of the criticisms. And I mean, you know, criticism is okay, right? So I'm going to be honest, but I'm also going to put on my cape for my girl. Okay. Where do we begin? Where should we begin? Where should we begin? Okay, here's how I knew that she was pregnant before her representative came out. You know, you've got the Hollywood Reporter, People Magazine, and a couple of different very credible and well-known publications coming out and saying her representative has confirmed that she is in fact pregnant. Not only did we see some belly rubs, let me see if I can find it in my B-roll footage here, when she was performing Diamonds. Let's see. There was some belly. Oh, hold on. Did we skip it? There was some. And first of all, she was high up in the air. Baby, I wouldn't say like I'm afraid of heights, but heights aren't my favorite thing. But baby, to be up there in the air like that, ooh, I cannot tell you. But basically, she was performing the song Diamonds or Diamond, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, and she did a couple belly rolls. Okay, hold on. Is this it? I want to make sure that you all can see the belly rubs. Because y'all know I had to make sure before I went live and I talked to y'all, I gathered some footage to make sure that as I'm speaking, you all can see. But I have just about 8 minutes of B-roll, so I'm not sure. I'm probably not scrolling through it correctly. Just keep an eye on the screen. You will be able to see when she rubs her belly a few times. You can see ASAP clapping over here, happy that he done knocked her up again. Now we get to see what ASAP really mean. I'm gonna get you pregnant ASAP, and right after you have my first baby, I'm gonna get you pregnant again ASAP. Okay, neuter him immediately. It's like, no, I'm joking. But here's how I knew. Rihanna had actually did an interview with Nate Burleson. If you all didn't see it, where she was talking about how she had a 13-minute set, she went through 37. I think she went through 37 or 47 different options as far as what her performance was going to be. She was very picky about it. And she also said that there would be a special guest. So she's singing all these songs. And I'm thinking Jay-Z might come out, or I'm thinking about all the features on all the different songs that she went through. And I'm about to tell you all the different songs that she went through. And I'm waiting for the special guest. I'm like, where's the special guest? Where's the guest at? Where's the guest that's special? Like, where's somebody that's not Rihanna gonna come out? Baby, the special guest was the baby. The special, and this is how I knew before. Nobody wanted to jump the gun, right? Because I put it on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, y'all know I live tweet through very important things. Okay. Leo's father woke me up 5 minutes before Rihanna sang. I went back to sleep, and he woke me up 40 seconds before the Rihanna concert started. And I was like, all right, I'm up. And I get up and I'm like, we don't got no special guest. The special guest was the baby. Okay. So that's clue number one. She literally did a sit-down interview and told this person that there would be a special guest. Baby, the special guest was the baby. She rubbed her stomach quite a few times throughout the performance, at the beginning and during Diamonds, and there could be some other times in between, right? So that's what really sealed the deal for me. We were talking about it in the Discord. And again, I'm the first person to say, like, I hate when people comment on women's bodies just because they didn't gain some weight and think that they can assume that they're with child or whatever the case is. So I already knew, I had already figured it out. But before I could go live, you know, by people in the Discord, there's some good researchers too. Okay. And they put it in. Matter of fact, you know what? It was Kiva. It was Come Get This Commentary, who was the first person to put it in the Discord, even though I had already seen it on the Hollywood Reporter, because you know I be out here in these streets. Okay. So that's how I knew that Rihanna was pregnant before. Their breadcrumbs. You know, celebrities can be kind of melodramatic with the way that they announce their pregnancies. You remember when Beyonce was pregnant with Blue Ivy? She was doing a performance. I can't remember where it was or like what the event was, but she like, you know, ended up rubbing on her stomach at the end because her stomach was like kind of like poking out like Rihanna's, right? So let me just show you this thumbnail really quickly. You know, we saw this bump and I saw people on Twitter like, wait a minute, is she pregnant? And I'm like, I'm not going to say that she's pregnant, but she either hasn't lost the last baby bump, because, you know, when you have a baby, you don't lose that bump right away. Sometimes it hangs around. And I think that we have really unrealistic expectations about the snapback time frame period, whatever. You know, you'll have women that have a baby and then 2 months later they on the internet trying to show how they snap back. And I just feel like that is, give your body some time, right? So I was kind of about to chuck it up to Rihanna. Still got some of that, you know, old baby weight on her. And who's to rush her to lose that? You know what I mean? She has the right to lose it whenever she wants, if she wants to lose it. So I was finna give her that leeway. But as the performance continued, I'm thinking the special guest didn't come out. It was like 2 minutes after the performance ended. And I'm like, no special guest, huh? She said we was going to get a special guest in this 13-minute set. The guest was the baby. And that's when I knew. I'm like, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. The guest was the baby. Okay. Let's get into Chris Brown and his response to her performance in general. Okay. Someone says I had to learn the hard way. You don't do that. Oh my gosh. Listen, me personally as a woman, I've gained weight and lost weight and gained like the weight. I gain weight when I'm really happy. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I lose weight, but I can't say that I haven't been happy sometimes when I've been smaller. But I've had people ask me on a couple different occasions if I'm pregnant. And that's my cue to cuss you out. That's my cue to cuss you out. Because mind your fucking business. Like, woman said, how far along are you? Excuse me, old lady? Old as hell lady with the bad wig, synthetic. If I lit a lighter right now, your wig will go up in flames. What did you just say to me? I'm eating good and I'm happy in my relationship. I'm not pregnant. Mind your business. Anyway, so Chris Brown responded to Rihanna's performance. And here's what he said. I want to show you all this. Chris Brown official said, go girl, you know, while she's performing. He felt like she did a good job. And I will say this. I feel like the performance, let me say this first. One thing Rihanna does not do is dance, okay? One thing Rihanna does not do, like that, it's not her strong suit, okay? It's not her strong suit. I, for one, am glad that Rihanna didn't sing Lift Me Up, baby, because I said if she go out there, lift me, that song is a downer. It's a downer. Some people might like it, and I'm not saying it's not a good song, but for Super Bowl, baby, we need high energy. We need energy, we need energy, we need energy, we need energy. We do not, and I'm so glad that her or her team had enough sense to understand that that's not a song that we needed to hear. Now, speaking of the songs, and I mean, Chris Brown, like, what are you, not go girl, you battered her face. You just can't let go. Stop talking about her. Like, you can have any other woman in the world that you want besides Rihanna and Karrueche. He's one of those guys that just like doesn't stop. It's weird. It's crazy. It's abnormal. Well, it's not abnormal. It's actually kind of quite sadly regular or common, should I say. Okay. And so, but you know, nonetheless, Chris Brown has something to say. Okay. He has something that he wanted to say. All right. Let's go through the songs that she did. I feel like she touched on the majority of her hits. And I know I feel like Lift Me Up is a downer, but I really wanted to hear Unfaithful. But Unfaithful isn't a high tempo song. So I get why it wasn't there, but that's one of my favorite songs. But Anti was one of Rihanna's best albums. Okay. And look, we got about 300 people here and 119 likes. The math ain't mathin'. Where we at? What we doing? Where we at? What we doing? Where we at? What we doing? What's going on? Can everybody do me a favor and support for free? Right? You can send a Cash App if you would like. $2, $3, $4, $5, $10. Or you can hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate if you all could do that because it's free. Also, share this video on Twitter, Instagram, social media, Facebook, your group chat, text message, wherever and however it is that you share videos with the people that you really bang with. Okay. Now, what they say about the Chiefs, refs gave the Chiefs the game, sort of. You know, honestly, Rihanna won the Super Bowl, not the Chiefs. I'm glad the Eagles lost only because there was this friend that I had since middle school and our friendship ended and they were the biggest Eagle fan and they get so emotional when their people lose. So I'm happy that the Eagles lost, to be honest. But to be clear, let's be crystal clear. Rihanna won the Super Bowl. Do you hear what I'm saying? Am I making myself clear enough for you all? Rihanna won. Y'all got to get over it. I'm sorry. Rihanna won. Okay. Rihanna won. Okay. Now, the list that Rihanna did was she sang, "Better Have My Money." Where have you been? Only, and I'm literally doing it in the order that she performed it, right? Because y'all know I take thorough notes for y'all. Better Have My Money. Where Have You Been? Only Girl in the World. We Found Love. Rude Boy. Work, 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 work. Wild Thoughts. Pour It Up. All the Lights. Run This Town. Umbrella and Diamond. Okay. Now, some people feel like the baby reveal for Rihanna was a bit too subtle. I wouldn't say, I feel like people have the right to announce their pregnancy in whatever frequency they want to, right? Whether they're going to be really overt like Beyonce did when she was announcing that she was pregnant with Blue Ivy, or if they want to do something a bit more scaled back. I did see some people saying she could have ripped off that jacket and like more obviously rubbed her stomach. Guess what? It got the people going. It gets the people going. Like it literally got the people going. The people were going. Okay. They were going at Rihanna hinting towards it, her, her stomach being a little round. It looks like, I don't know, she might be 3 months. I don't know. I feel like, comment in the chat. This is the question I want to ask y'all. Comment in the chat. Okay. How far along do you think she is? It kind of like looks like 3 months to me, but I want to know how you feel about that. How far along do you feel like she looks? But okay, that's that, right? Those are the songs. What else do we need to talk about? Chris Brown, the songs, the belly rub. A lot of us were able to see. They said it's giving 4 to 5. Yeah, see, it's different. They said she looked 5 months. Either way, she gonna have a baby before the end of this year. They said she looked 5 months. Okay, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Okay. Rihanna definitely ended up pulling out that Fenty makeup, and I want to pull out that clip so that we can see it. Okay. I got it in here somewhere in this B-roll. But she made sure that Fenty got a spot on the stage. You hear me? Okay. I wish I could find it. So I should have took a damn timestamp of my own B-roll. But there was a point where Rihanna took out her own makeup and blotted her nose. And we got that. Listen, Fenty is going to be sold by any means necessary. And don't you ever forget it. Don't you ever forget that. Okay. They deleted all of Rihanna's clips off the NFL page already. Like, this is really going on. Or maybe they just put a lot of different clips up. Maybe they put a lot of different clips up. Why would they delete it so fast? No, they didn't delete it. Well, they deleted some of them. Okay. Well, she pulled out her makeup. Have any of you all ever tried Fenty? Oh, I see where it is. It's the second one. Okay, close to the beginning. I probably just missed it looking down at my phone. Okay. So we're going to see it in a second when all of these dancers kind of move out of her way, unless I missed that clip. Let's see. At this point, I'm about to pull up the Instagram because I'm tired of waiting. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is Rihanna with the makeup. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Baby, this ain't her with the damn makeup. I must be missing a clip. She was barely dancing. Let me go ahead and say that. She was barely dancing, but again, Rihanna is not, she's not a dancer. Rihanna has never been a dancer, but here's why. This is what I want to talk about as I search for this clip. I want to talk about how, oh, it's the one right after this. Okay, hold on. It's the clip right after this. Okay, we're about to. You see, do you see the Fenty reference right here? Do you see it? Fenty products are good. I'm sorry, and it's amazing competition with MAC Cosmetics. If there's anybody who's into makeup, you know that MAC is, it's a really good budget-friendly alternative to like a Tom Ford and other like really high-end makeup brands, okay? Like even NARS and stuff like that. And my NARS just came in the mail. Shout out to my special edition, NARS Orgasm Limited Edition. But anyway, here's why I'm not, first of all, she had to plug her own stuff, right? Because I seen some people saying if this wasn't the most, damn, here you go. Here's your performance. Because I mean, we've been begging Rihanna for an appearance, a performance, music, something. It's been 7 years since we've got Rihanna music. And they were like, if this ain't the most, damn, here go your performance. Here go y'all music. Here go y'all something performance I ever seen. I just cackled and put my head down because I am a Rihanna fan. I won't say I agree, but I can't say I disagree either. But here's why I'm not upset that she took it easy. Oh, somebody likes the Fenty face wash? I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm not upset that she took it easy with the dance moves and a lot more easier than usual. I was looking at the dance moves like, why is she like not doing anything? But finding out that she is pregnant, and thank y'all for hitting thumbs up and for subscribing. I do appreciate that. Here's why I respect her taking it easy. And it really should be common sense. It really should. But as I've learned throughout the years, common sense is just, it's not so common. Hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. Let's get into it.
Hey, thanks for letting me keep you connected and in the know with what's happening in the Black world. Don't forget to smash on that like button for support and for more Black news.
So Rihanna does have a good couple of dance moves that she's done throughout her career, but her strong suit isn't dancing, right? I recently watched the Pamela Anderson documentary on Netflix. It was Netflix, and I watched it. And she was filming some movie, and the movie didn't do too well at all, but she was pregnant, and it was her first time. Was it her first time being pregnant? I do believe it was her first time. It's her first time being pregnant. And because she was trying to satisfy the demands of that film, and it was like an action film, all of these kicks and high, she miscarried. And so you have to be really careful, and you have to take it easy when you're pregnant. A miscarriage can be very devastating. Very devastating. And so people can think, well, you can still just dance a little bit. Do some people still dance throughout their pregnancies? Yeah, they do. I've seen some, professional dancers dancing up until 8 months. And you got women cussing them out in the comments. You shouldn't be doing that. You probably wrapping the baby's umbilical cord around their neck. Like all different types of stuff, right? But I really don't blame her for not moving a lot or doing a lot, because you got to take care of the life that you have inside of you. And I just couldn't imagine being pregnant to this extent, which seems to be 3 to 4 months, in my opinion. I see some people in the chat saying 4 to 5 months, and really still satisfying the demand in the contract of performing for the NFL. I think what really saves it for Rihanna is the fact that she was pregnant. So how much flack can you give a pregnant woman? How much can you really go against her and say, you ain't really do that much? You shouldn't be doing that much when you're pregnant. That's the thing. But Rihanna's catalog, her celebrity, her energy, them background dancers were doing their thing too. And as high as Rihanna was lifted up on those platforms, that's a risk enough within itself, because a simple lean forward or a lean backward could take you for a tumble. You know what I mean? So I do feel like there was still a lot of risk involved, despite the fact that Rihanna didn't give us dance-off battle type energy. We still got to see her tune in and plug into the parts of her catalog that mean the most to us. And she was able to give us that. So, that's that. Why no one wants to rush? Damn, did I touch on everything? We've got like 370 channel members. We be backstage cutting up all the time. And shout out to y'all. Y'all are amazing. Click the link if you want to call in. We'll be right back.
thePLAINESTjane.
As a matter of fact, hold on. This is what we need to do. We need to pay this bill and then see if y'all want to call in.
Get into this Black-owned business, Stickies. It's got things for inside your home, outside your home, and even on the go. JasmineMadeIt.com is your new destination for Black Girl Magic mugs, tumblers, and even wine glasses. You can even customize the tumblers and wine glasses. There's a lot going on for a low price over at JasmineMadeIt.com. And if you've been serious about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. Let JasmineMadeIt.com handle all your problems for family and friends. You ever had a friend over and they just wasn't catching the hint or paying the rent?
Our asses all get to stepping.
Yeah, tell them to get to stepping with this nostalgic Martin-themed doormat, and shop over a dozen different doormat designs over on JasmineMadeIt.com. All right, Stickies, you know what time it is. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and shop Black today. Make life easier for you and your household by taking your family's hot or cold beverages on the go with one of these unique tumblers. It's insulated to keep your beverage at temperature, and it comes with a few different reusable straws and even the specific brush that you need to wash it, so you can keep it sanitized and germ-free. They've got all kinds of designs to match your mood or style. So grab something for your wife, the hubby, or even the kids over on JasmineMadeIt.com. That's JasmineMadeIt.com, and I'll see you over there.
All right, and don't forget that you can use my code Jane for 10% off, JANE, for 10% off of your purchase over on JasmineMadeIt.com. So we've got one caller back here lined up. We're going to see if anybody else wants to call in, and then we're going to get out of here. I want to hear y'all sound off. Make sure you call in. Make sure you hit thumbs up. And of course, you definitely want to make sure you subscribe to this goddamn channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. The hottest syrup is always over here. I took a little break for my birthday, which was Monday of last week, and I had an amazing time for my birthday. But now I'm back. I was gone for a minute. Now I'm back in the jump off. Okay, we're back. So make sure you subscribe to stay in the know. Okay, we'll be right back. See if y'all want to call in.
thePLAINESTjane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some Black, and she said loves me some Black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with thePLAINESTjane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey, I'm the Plainest Jane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, Black news, Black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with the Plainest Jane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and the Plainest Jane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
Buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
it's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, Black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, the Plainest Jane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now.
Okay, and we are back. Let me just go ahead and say this. I see some people in the chat like, y'all still bringing up Chris Brown. They both got over it. Y'all need to get over it. Listen, if you don't agree, you can call in. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with what I had to say. But you can call in even if you don't agree. I'm not going to bite your head off. I know how to respectfully agree to disagree. The only time I turn up on people that I disagree with is when they're taken up for pedophiles. Okay? Then I'm going to bite your head off. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking... If you disagree, you disagree. I still feel like it's kind of cheesy for Chris Brown to still be on Rihanna's coattails. Yeah, did Rihanna get over it? Yeah, she did. But does she respond to him in social media? Does she show him love? No. I mean, she's with a whole man and having children. It's just not a good look. Him saying stuff is just weird to me. That's my opinion. But hey, if you disagree and you want to sound off because you feel like we shouldn't be bringing up Chris Brown, that's fine. Call in, speak your piece, okay? The other thing I want to say before I bring my caller up is, look, Rihanna's my girl, and don't get me wrong, I got my cape on. I even tweeted this on Twitter. I said, let me put my cape on and save my girl. I can see y'all won't be dragging her until next week because I can see that y'all are gonna be dragging her until next week. Was this the best halftime show ever? No, it wasn't. Not even by a landslide, to be honest. However, once you understand that she's with child and understand the business behind it, like announcing your pregnancy during the performance makes the performance iconic because people are always going to go back and look at the clues. So when we talk about replay value and people going back to look at whatever has been done or said or the hints before they got the confirmation. And again, the confirmation was given via Rihanna's reps to the Hollywood Reporter, people, and all up literally probably about like 10 publications now, but I've seen it through 2. It does make people want to go back and look. So I do think it was still a smart move on her end. And once people understand, remember, she was pregnant at this time. I feel like people are going to rock with it. I do. I feel like they're going to rock with it. Okay. So let me go ahead and bring up my special guest. Well, special guest, I'll call her. Make sure y'all hit thumbs up and let's go.
The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy.
Hey, Jamal, what's going on?
What's going on, Queen? How you doing? It's great pleasure to talk to you.
Great
First of all, I wanted to say,
you trying to go viral? You all shirtless and whatnot? I see you.
Oh shoot! All I see is a green screen.
You good.
I'm sitting there smoking and everything. I'm thinking now y'all not even seeing me. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say my daughter wanted to say happy belated to you, one Aquarius to the another, because was on the 6th.
Thank you.
And she said thank you for helping her. But and the next thing I wanted to say was that I agree with a lot of your points. Now, I was one of the people who did say, you know, come on, why do you keep bringing that up? Because I've had my own issues with my kid's mother, and so we did a lot to get past that. I'm not with her, but you know, there's no point in continuously bringing up something because he was way younger back then. It was a long time ago. And it wasn't like he was Ike Turner. They weren't together that long where he could just, you know, so that's why I don't think that that bears that much of a factor. If anything, it makes him look better because it's like he could be hating because I'm hating. Like I wish to God I was having my second kid with Rihanna. So I can't imagine what Chris Brown must feel like. So for him to do that, either he's trying to like, you know, poke his face, hey, you know, I'm still out here, you know, because in case you get tired of ASAP. Or he might be trying his damnedest to look like he's mature, or he might really seriously love her and like, you know what? Because he probably was inspired. I mean, if you're Chris Brown, you would be inspired and you'd be mad. You'd be like, damn, I wish my baby was in that belly. But at the same time, you know, I mean, it is what it is. But as far as like, I think I didn't care for either team, but I think they wanted to give Mahomes his second Super Bowl, and even though like it was a great game, but like I think that call was, you know, whatever.
And then people saying that they cheated or the refs like did something to
the guy. Okay, put it this way: when you in the NBA and in the NFL, people when they say they cheated, they notice this guy. You have to be a real fan. Like if there's certain calls that like there's certain calls they make in the regular season at the beginning, then towards the end they don't, and then the playoffs they're kind of like, hey, you know what, we're gonna let the boys play, and then the finals, and then like the referees put their whistle in the pocket unless it's like a blatant like they heard you smack the shit out this dude. So the point is, what the dude, it was a little light grab that they might call during exhibition, but during the Super Bowl, you ain't never like, come on, bro, like. Maybe in female football, they might call that, but not no men. Like, because you guys are men, don't be doing that. But at the same time, I mean, the guy did technically.
I appreciate you sharing because I don't know nothing about sports. You speaking hieroglyphics to me, so I'm gonna just let you talk to the fellas because I don't.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
But no, the point that I wanted to make there because you said be quick. So, what was the question again? I was smoking too much. So you said that the topic was about Rihanna. Okay, yeah. So the point that Rihanna is that, yeah, as far as Chris Brown is concerned, I mean, you know, I think that's as good as you're going to get. And for Rihanna, I mean, I still think she's Illuminati princess, but you know, it was a great performance. It was a great performance. She's super hot. She's a goddess. And you know, I don't know if this was put on by Jay-Z or not though. So I don't know, because he supposedly they got him to go and try to reach out to black people, make the halftime show more black. But I
mean, that was a while ago. That was a while ago. Remember, like it was like a few years ago when they said that Jay-Z
he's not still even a contract with him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's still doing it. Nonetheless, he didn't keep his promise and what he said he was going to do initially. But I mean, trying to be more inclusive pertaining to the NFL and trying to bridge the gap between whiteness and blackness and people who bang with the NFL, it's more than the entertainment and the artists there. It's really more so about the black bodies that are on that field, sacrificing their health their mind,
Mm-hmm.
and all the things that they're susceptible to in the dangers of playing football in the long run.
Right, right. And of course, of the NFL's outlook on some because the NFL, let's just be real, right? The NFL, the core of the NFL is kind of racist. I mean, and it's an old boys club, and and I'm not trying to sound like this big, liberal, feminist type of person, even though part of me is that. That's why I'm into your program. But you give pretty balanced coverage. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. Like, these guys just have so much history of racism, and just the nature of football, it doesn't allow for a lot of wokeness. Is very kind of like the army type of environment. So, I wouldn't. I would look at any kind of quote unquote wokeness by the NFL, especially involving somebody like Jay-Z. He's not Pac, so I would take it with a grain of salt. I wouldn't take it very seriously. Like, I wouldn't think that it's something that you should be like, oh yeah, the NFL is moving the right. Because if they really did that, the problem is their core fan base, which is beer drinking white men, and a lot of richer white men that look like they're decent guys. I don't want to say decent guys, but look like they're progressive in public, but then behind the scenes, they're manosphere type of motherfuckers. Like, they're those type of guys. They're not trying to see a bunch of woke shit and a bunch of pro-black. Like, they did not like that Beyonce shit at all.
Oh,
at
no.
all. They probably
you had police officers who were supposed to be guarding that area who decided not to secure the area because they felt like the pro-black performance was against their existence, and really they're against police brutality. So you're standing up and saying you support the whole thing.
Yeah. So now, I thought Beyonce was false flagging with the Panthers thing, but even still, like, the fact that they got that mad about the core fans got that mad about it, it shows you like just how I can see through bullshit on both sides. But yeah, it just goes to show you the core mentality of the average American football fan that, and up and around the average Canadian football fan. We don't want to see all that woke shit. We want to see men be men. This is, red meat American, get her done. You see guys get hit, no excuses. Yeah, like, they don't care about all that woke. The NBA is more like that. They're more of a show. They're more of a let's be woke. You can see their faces and all that kind of stuff. So, they want to make them.
Let me dig into this point you made earlier. You said like the Rihanna and Chris Brown thing, and bringing up Chris Brown is kind of like, it kind of like makes you feel some type of way, like people shouldn't do it because it was so long ago. And you said, it shows maturity that he's able to say these things on social media. My thought to this is, none of Chris Brown's sentiments towards Rihanna are reciprocated publicly. They're not reciprocated. Mm-hmm. So is this for show or what? Because if you got her number and y'all still have an open line of communication, why are you doing this in front of everybody instead of privately?
Well, I mean, you can figure that out. How these celebrity people are.
And the question is, so it doesn't show maturity to me. It shows you want to always say something in public, and the public is going to do what the public does. If Cat Williams beats up again by another child, or if Cat Williams has another argument with a high school student and gets choked out, we gonna bring up what happened with him before when that happened. That's just what the public does. And if anybody knows how the public works and how they react, even more than bloggers, is the people that live it. So for you to constantly be in public and connecting yourself to her, knowing that people remember the last time y'all linked up, you beat the shit out of her.
Yeah,
what's the point of you doing this in public? If you did it in private, nobody will be able to make these links. It wouldn't be on the blogs. It wouldn't be a topic of discussion if you had a great working relationship or an open line of communication with her. So it doesn't signal maturity for Chris Brown because he's publicly saying you did a good job, Rihanna. Because honestly, it's bringing more harm than good, in my opinion. That doesn't.
Well, so you think he's more or less like trying to say, "Hey, Riri, I'm still here." Like
that's what it seems like to me. We're talking about we're talking about an abusive relationship. I've been in an abusive relationship before. And a lot of times the battered person, albeit man or woman, they really want to be left alone. And you wouldn't have to communicate with them on a public forum if you had the open line of communication and it was reciprocal privately. You wouldn't have to put the show out in front of everybody. You beat the shit out of her. Like, and we saw her face and we saw his face afterwards. Two different faces. So,
Yeah.
you know, for you to have done all of that to her and to still be trying to link with her, it's fucking weird. I don't care what nobody says. Stop bringing it up. Bitch, I'm a blogger and I talk about
Yeah.
I talk about people, things, events, and the dynamic. Why this person and that person talking? If we're gonna talk about Chris Brown complimenting Rihanna, why would you think that we wouldn't bring up what he did? You know, if they had just peacefully,
because they did birthdays, so birthday washed everything away.
Yeah, it washed it away. That don't mean we're gonna stop talking about it. It's weird because again, it's not reciprocal. Rihanna don't be like, Chris Brown just released his album. Good album, good listen. It's never reciprocal.
I never thought about that.
It's never
because after birthday, I just said, hey, you know, everything's good. I figured maybe the only reason why she might not be bigging them up or taking pics is because of the Navy. But you know what? I have to remember she is still a person, and who's to say she didn't just try to get cool with him, but after a while, and maybe she's tired of the industry, and you know, guys like him, he's not. The energy I'm getting from him is no better than the energy that I got from him back then. That's the one thing I will say. I feel like the energy now, I feel like he's in a darker. Of course, he still wants Rihanna, but I mean, I think he wants Karushi too.
Weird. Think about it. And she's also in a happy relationship. They may not be married, but she's got one child and another one on the way. And she in a relationship, it's just given like, don't forget about me over here if you ever get sick of him. It's you know. Like you know what I mean. Like me having been in an abusive relationship prior, and I've been in my relationship for 3 years, and this nigga that literally put his hands on me time and time again, spit in my face and all that stuff, keep reaching out to me publicly, and I'm not reciprocating everything year after year, month after month. That's uncomfortable, not only for me. And I'm not, you see, those are the type of people you can't say anything back. You can't say, leave me alone, because they're like, oh shit, she finally said something back. You just got to let them keep sending these messages. But it's uncomfortable for your household, for your partner, all of that type of stuff. Rihanna's never going to get
he don't care about
Brown.
You can't talk out of Chris. You have to realize how these guys think, though. Like, and again, we don't know if Chris Brown is really intending to get back with her. I'm sure she, you know, called him up and said, I want you to come see me. He'd do it. But I'm just saying. And also, you have to remember Chris Brown. If Chris Brown, this is why I don't think Chris Brown would care about Rihanna if he had the same money. Because that's how you can tell Rihanna's up and he's down. I hate how this industry works. In real life, we could talk like that, but if these industry people, you got to look even deeper. I just thought you just made me realize because Rihanna is where she is and Chris Brown is where he is, that also has to play a factor. Because who's to say if Chris Brown didn't have Jay-Z's money, he might still think about Rihanna, but maybe he wouldn't be as obsessed about her. Whereas like Chris, but the fact that he's in a situation that he's in, and he's in the spiritual state, and Rihanna's where she's at, I mean, it just makes him just like, you know, I'm overthinking, but I see your face, and you know, I overthink.
It's just a matter of if you because publicly celebrities have to move different than people like you and me. People like you and me are different, right? So for Chris Brown to consistently try to link himself to Rihanna, and Rihanna hasn't reciprocated that since and just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you want to be in contact with them. You forgive people to lighten the burden on yourself so you're not carrying around this hate and resentment and disdain and all that other stuff. So she forgave him, stop bringing it up. Like, yeah, she forgave him so that she can have a lighter, you know, more weightless heart. That doesn't mean she want to be cool with him. Why couldn't he text her?
And she didn't want to see him. She didn't want to see him get ruined. That's another. She's down like that. She didn't want to see him get ruined like that.
Why wouldn't
So
he text her that? So to do that in public, knowing that people are going to the connection between them two, the megastone,
mm,
right? Between them two is that like it's given pathetic, it's given move on, it's given stop. But when you have a narcissist like that, you know, you can't say, yo, stop at me in public. Because when they realize that there's something that bothers you, they can't get you back, or they can't even be friends with you or talk to you no more, they might do it more. Again, when do you see Rihanna adding him or bigging up his music or his career, any of his moves? You don't see it.
that's true.
So,
I can't remember last time I seen that.
right, because
That's
it hasn't
crazy.
happened. Because it hasn't happened.
And I always just assume, oh, maybe it's because of the Navy. Maybe it's, but you know what? I just never, ever after the birthday song, I just, they got me with that one. I thought everything was washed away with the birthday song, but you're right. You're right. So maybe he shouldn't have did that. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, he should
one
just
way.
like back off and move on, in my opinion. You
Got
know,
over it like him. But no, I realize he, in his position, that is irresponsible to do. He should think, because that now you might be, that's energy that's now going to be spread out to other, because Chris Brown is giving incel vibes lately. Like just his whole energy is giving incel vibes. So, you know, and then his situation has attracted those kind of guys, right? Like I watch other programs. I'm not trying to snitch, you know, to the plainest Jane, but well, maybe, but like, you know, it's basically almost the first version of Tory Lanez and Megan, where the backlash, I should say, the people responding to the backlash decide, become huge Tory fans when they weren't before, and they're like man's kind of guy. That's the kind of fans Chris Brown attracted in replace of the female fans that he lost, if that makes any sense.
It does.
And so,
this comment here says, this is comparing apples to oranges. J-Lo never got over Ben Affleck over 20 years. Who's to say Rihanna doesn't have feelings for Chris after a decade? Not saying she does, but again, if she does have feelings for him, why can't they have private conversations? Why is it that every time he links himself to her in public, she never reciprocates it? Because she, at the very least, she doesn't want any public affiliation with him. At the very least, if she had feelings or something like that, then they could have behind the scenes conversations. It seems that it's a little clear that he don't have her number. He doesn't have a way of communicating with her, and therefore he uses social media to do it. And I just don't feel like it's fair to her. He might not care about the collateral damage, but it's not fair to her for her to have to keep dealing with these resurfaced conversations, because anybody thinking about Rihanna and Chris Brown, there's one thing that comes to mind, and one thing only, and that's it. And that's common sense. And if there's anybody that understands it more than bloggers, it's the people that live it. Like, period.
Yeah, it's very true. Because I mean, Drake caught because it was kind of the same way with Drake and Rihanna too. I felt bad for Drake, that he put out all this energy for Rihanna and it wasn't reciprocated at all. And for a while, he was doing the same kind of shit. He just kept, and she just kept. And people started saying the same thing about Drake. Yo, Drake, man, you're giving certain vibes, and I didn't like that. But now that I'm talking to you about it, I'm realizing, like, damn, and it's making me check my own behavior. Like, yeah, don't do shit like that. There's a reason they say move on, because that's spiritually not healthy. And then especially when you're a public figure and you put that kind of energy out there openly, because Chris Brown don't really hide about what he is. Like, it's kind of an OJ thing. He did it, but it's like, come on, man. Like, give me a break, man. I'm Chris Brown. I'm a black man facing against the industry, and Jay-Z tried to do that. And that, people go for that. People get suckers for that. And a lot of people don't like Rihanna. So, when you have somebody who had commercial success like Chris Brown, and then he had a fall from grace, and then you had the woman have a meteoric rise to grace, for that attracts a lot of anti-female, like female fans who are like, fuck that bitch, like it attracts those kind of fans, if you don't understand what I mean. Like, they support the guy, the guy who took the downfall. He's the good guy now, And so that's what Chris Brown has been living off of. And that's why you see guys like Jay Prince Jr. and people like that, cozying up to Chris Brown and the Bloods and stuff like that, because now he's kind of a symbol of, you got to protect our men, he's gotten that. So that's what's kept him around.
And it's like people in the chat like, that was 20 years ago, move on. Like, we can move on, but don't act like y'all don't view videos when things happen 20 years later and people connect the dots and like, remember this and remember that. Because if Rihanna got back with him, y'all wouldn't be saying move on. At the end of the day, an abusive relationship is an abusive relationship. Whether you get back with him next week, next year, 5 years, a decade, or 2 decades later, an abusive relationship is just that. And when you don't see that somebody is reciprocating that energy, when somebody is consistently messaging you or trying to link themselves to you in public or in private, and you don't want it, and it's not being reciprocated, it's uncomfortable. And so when we speak about women who were in abusive relationships, I'm not trying to harp on this, but let's not act like it's not a factor. Let's not act like when we see Chris Brown say something to or about Rihanna, we don't think about what happened. And then it would be different again if Rihanna was like, thank you, Chris. Or you know what, Chris just came out with an album. That shit was popping. Rihanna never said shit to or about Chris Brown in public. Never. She's never extending that. It's always one-sided. And y'all can't act like there's not something weird about it. If it was your child, your sister, or hell, even your aunt with the nigga that beat her bloody, beat her bruised, and 20 years later, the man is, consistently online trying to reach out. Don't act like y'all wouldn't think that's weird.
Yeah, sure.
We talk about dialogue and conversation, and some of the shit that I see some people in the chat. Hold on, some of the shit that I see some of y'all people in the chat that some of y'all feed into online. It be a lot of bullshit that y'all feed into, but y'all got a nerve to say we're having dialogue that is very relative to abusive relationships and the existence of not only celebrity women but regular women, because abusive relationships are a regular thing. So some of y'all in the bullshit, but then want to tell other people move on. No, how about you move on from some of the bullshit and some of the chats that I see y'all in? But I digress a smidge.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
We have another caller. Let's bring our other caller up. Artichoke Hearts, what's going on?
Hey there.
Right, hold on 1 second. Good point, Samantha. People act like Chris didn't do the same exact thing to Karrueche. She has a lifetime restraining order against him. He is a violent man. And when he decides that he doesn't want to let go of a certain woman, he continues to press her and press her. There's even a picture of him standing up outside of Karrueche's house with his head out like, oh, so you just not going to talk to me? Like, no, you're a violent guy. Nobody's obligated to talk to you or reciprocate this. It's bananas.
He did that several times. He rolled up on her several times, and she's looking. You could tell she's scared to death of him.
Right.
I don't. What's killing me is this expectation. I'm hearing almost like Rihanna owes Chris Brown something. She doesn't owe him anything. I don't care how many songs she made with him afterwards. Forgiveness is for us. It's not for the other person. She's moved on. If she was fine with making the song with it, let's let her. That's a choice she made. But clearly, she has not spoken about this man since that Oprah interview. So the fact that people are still mentioning it, stop. I don't care how you feel about it. She has moved on. Okay. And to keep saying there's someone in the chat now where she gave Chris Brown herpes. Stop it. Did you have relations with her? How do you know she get? Yeah, stop. Okay. And I don't care. Someone also made another comment about J-Lo and Ben Affleck. That's not the same thing. Okay. This girl literally was assaulted. Now, I don't know if she hit Chris Brown first. We don't know. Regardless, she's not dealing with him. She has moved on. This woman has 2 children. Has one already, another on the way. Okay. Let Chris Brown, again, she's not reciprocating any of the stuff he said. He did, oh, Rihanna, yeah, good job. You don't see her talking about him. She's moved on. And he needs to also. He has a problem. Okay. And people keep making excuses. That's not I work in law enforcement. That's not normal behavior. That's harassment, really, at this point. It's harassment. Okay. He needs help. And again, He came up here in this area in DC and was acting a fool. He has a problem. And people keep making excuses. All you all are doing is enabling his bad behavior. He has issues. Everywhere he goes, there's an issue. So if you're the common denominator and practically everything, it's you. So I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this. Almost like she owes him. Well, I mean, you know, she made the song with him, so I mean, I guess she was cool with it. That doesn't mean she was cool with it. She even said it. She's like, listen, that was my first love, but I can't be with that man ever again. And after that day, she never talked about it. So what he's doing, he's an attention whore. That's attention. He's trying to, oh look, I know I did that to her, but look, I gave her props for her good show. No. Okay. And I don't care if she's more successful than him. That's not her problem. She still doesn't owe Chris Brown anything for the success that she has because he didn't help her get that success. She was already successful before she got with him. And even if he did help her, so what? And again, also, I'm sick of seeing, well, you know, she went back to him. You all clearly do not understand what an abusive relationship looks like. A lot of people. It's very difficult for people to leave their abuser.
Yeah, it is.
Very difficult. So us
for numerous different reasons.
Numerous. So we need to stop with the whole, well, she should have left him. Until you are in that predicament, you don't know.
And really, it's like she left him, but he's still going on and on. And people like making these excuses for abusers, however they abuse, sexually abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, whatever. They like making excuses for these celebrities that they don't know. But if it was their child, or their family member on the brunt end, on the receiving end of said abuse or obsessive behavior, they wouldn't be making excuses for that shit. They wouldn't be making
But all right, do you think that's what do you think Chris Brown's fan base is, though? Do you believe that is the people like that are similar, have the same attitude as the Tory fans do?
Tory fans, I mean, really, I really think, and again, if you all notice, and I try not to make everything racial, this is another Black woman that her own people are coming out against her. Just like, well, she got back with Chris Brown. Just the same thing with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. He shot her. But the posts that I've heard and things I've heard people say, oh man, we got to stay away from Megan Thee Stallion. You end up in jail. No one's saying anything about the fact that this man literally pulled out a gun and shot at her. He could have killed her. He could have killed any of the other people that were around. How come no one's saying anything about that? You don't have to be a fan of her music. That doesn't mean it was okay for her to be shot.
I think that, do they have the same fan base? I would say they're slightly different. Reason being is because I do remember this thing. What was this, 2009?
Yeah.
This was
around this time.
So long ago when I remember he did lose a lot of support. He lost his Double Mint gum commercial or Wrigley's, sponsorship. He lost a lot of it, and a lot of people disowned him at that time. However, when it came to Tory, he still had a lot of people, and we hadn't even had no time that had elapsed. And he still had people that were like, free Tory innocent, forget that horse Megan, and da-da-da. So I do think the fan bases are a little different because at least at the time during Chris Brown's time, people were willing to separate themselves and let some years pass before they said, you know what? You shouldn't be permanently punished for this. And in no way am I saying he should be permanently punished. You know what I mean? Now, if we talk about rape, that's something different. But we're talking about physical abuse. And not to conflate, both of them are terrible. Both of them are terrible. But do I feel like Chris Brown should be permanently punished? No. But these discussions wouldn't even be a thing if he was dealing with people other than, or trying to reach out to the people other than the people who he's abused. You know what I'm saying? So there were so many people who exiled him and decided to disown Chris at that time. Whereas though Tory, necessarily, you had so many people who was finna ride for somebody, and the scab hadn't even, the blood hadn't even scabbed up yet. And they like, yeah, we riding with him. It's like, damn.
And someone also mentioned about Drake. Yeah, so you keep saying how I think Jamal, you mentioned how Drake had all these feelings for her. It didn't seem like him when he was making fun of her about what happened, what Tory Lanez did to her.
True.
He
also on Rihanna.
Yes, that's what I'm talking. Well, no, he made fun. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
The attitude.
he's still the same.
The attitude, though. Again, this is another black woman, and people think it's funny. People think this is funny. It's not funny what happened to Rihanna. It's not funny what happened to Megan Thee Stallion. It's not funny. I don't care, because at first they tried to. Well, Megan said nothing happened to her at first. I don't think people realize sometimes people are scared. Matter of fact, she even said on the stand, "I wish I had never said anything. There's times when I wish I would die." Because the way this has gone out, the way this has gone down, people saying things to me, doing it, and I believe it. I can only imagine where you literally are a victim, and you have someone saying, because again, maybe y'all didn't read the transcripts, he admitted to doing this. He apologized for it. But people are still trying to say, oh, you gotta stay away from Meg Thee Stallion, where she hooked up with the baby. And what does that have to do with her being shot? And Chris Brown being a teenager, that means nothing. That's something that you're taught at a young age. Keep your hands to yourself. I don't care about him being a teenager.
That's even
worse. And again, Chris Brown has done it several times. Yeah. This isn't just an isolated event. Samantha mentioned it. Karrueche has a lifetime restraining order against him because he literally, if he found out where she was, he would pop up. They have this is on video. There's pictures of her like, oh my God, and him, hey, that's not normal. And it's scary. We have to remember that that's scary.
It's a fact. And I mean, sometimes some of the you don't always have to touch. Our parents teach us when we're younger, you don't have to touch the stove to know that the stove is hot. Sometimes, now some lessons you do just need to learn on your own. Your parents can tell you all you need to know, but until you go there and experience it yourself, you're not going to know. But when it comes to an abusive relationship, I'm telling you, you should really be paying attention to the different examples that are available to you, whether it be in your family, the industry, wherever, and learn from that and learn what type of behavior is not okay. What should alarm you, where the red flags are. You shouldn't have to, and not blame anybody, because I've been there before. You shouldn't have to necessarily get knocked upside the head and get beat on and spit on in order to understand, okay, to up close and personal, what an abusive relationship looks like, how to get out of it. You should be studying other people's problematic issues pertaining to relationships and learn as much as you can from other people's pain. And that's why these dialogues are really important. So for people to say, let it go. No, literally the nigga beat the shit out of me 4.5 years ago. Terrible. And he texted my phone earlier today with some dick pics. He won't stop. A new number every time. That's not normal. You need to try to protect yourself. It's strange. It's weird. He's still interested in some way. It's odd. Like, learn these red flags early and pay attention. Stop acting like we're not allowed to have dialogue about abusive relationships because y'all want some of y'all faves who make music to go unscathed, and we should stop talking about something. There's an expiration date to having a conversation about an abusive relationship. I think the fuck not. I think the fuck not.
And there's two types of men that will.
Doesn't always have to be physical either. I think people leave out mental and verbal abuse. That can be just as painful as being physically hit. That could be just as damaging. And again, for Chris Brown to have a lifetime, again, I told you, working law enforcement, for someone to have a lifetime restraining order, that's pretty bad. That's as bad as it gets.
Because it's not easy to get one of those. It's really not. Even in a domestic violence situation, it's not easy to get. It lasts 12 months,
and
you got to go get it renewed again. And in order for you to get a 12-month restraining order renewed, you have to prove that they've been bothering you in that interim. But that's always not necessarily easy to do, because if they're using the burner app or whatever the case is, and they're not using that phone number, then proving that, the judge throws a lot of that stuff out. So. Yeah,
lifetime.
Not easy to get.
Lifetime.
So that hasn't got more. Realize that that kind of messed up my point because I'm thinking I forgot I knew the Carucci thing because what I was about to say is if you're the man that has been in the position where you put hands on a woman, there's two types of men that would do that. A beta male, which is what I was, and I had to realize I had to, have the strength to walk away, and a male that emits toxicity, and unfortunately, it looks like that's what Chris Brown is like. Because you're right. I never I guess these kind of things when you're in my kind of position where it's like somebody like Chris Brown, women will just faint over and it don't matter what, that's why I asked you, Art, like what kind of fan base do you think this guy has? Because clearly there's no way if you're a female, you're a fan of Chris Brown, you're not studying the hell out of this dude.
No, that's not necessarily true because you say how R. Kelly still has tons of fans. Some people are just, when it comes to celebrities, some people, that's all they care about. They don't care about the harm that they've inflicted on other people. They care about the celebrity. Because I don't know how P. Kelly still has fans.
And people
he has tons of fans.
That's what I'm saying. So people just worship celebrities. And it's like, well, you know what? I think for an easy way to kind of understand, personalize things. How would you feel if that were your family member? I think people, that would help if folks just said, wait a minute, how would I feel if that was my loved one? Or if it was me? You wouldn't feel too good about that, would you? I think if people just took that route, R. Kelly would have no support. Chris Brown would have no support. I understand that he's sorry. I do believe he's sorry, but he needs to shut up. He needs therapy because the behavior hasn't changed. It's still this attention seeking.
Which means if the behavior hasn't changed, that means he's not sorry.
I can still talk to you. It's a way of controlling still.
If the behavior hasn't changed, it doesn't mean he's sorry. He's really just sorry he got caught.
Exactly.
So
because after that,
that's that. But this was a really good dialogue. I never even thought we would be here based off of talking about Rihanna performing and being pregnant. But I do think that it's a necessary dialogue because some red flags aren't as blatant as you're not going to get a text that'll say, "I'm about to put my hands on you," or "I still want you." There are signs of when you've been in an abusive relationship and the person just doesn't want to release you, they don't want to let you go. They feel like they own you. And that can show up in different ways. It could be, I'm so happy. Oh, with your YouTube channel, you're doing so well. Congrats. I remember I got one when the pandemic started. I hope you're being safe. It seems like you're doing so well. And then when I didn't respond, it was all these abusive texts and stuff like that. So just because you get one text that's big upping you or congratulating you from a former abuser, it doesn't mean that that's their permanent mindset. And cool, let me open up this line of communication because they just gave me a compliment. They're not saying nothing negative. No, they're trying to lure you in. And they're going to at some point revert back to what they used to do and how they used to treat and talk to you because that's just what they do. And so having conversations about abusive relationships, they aren't necessarily as common, but I think it's a great conversation. So to all the people who felt like, let it go, don't talk about it.
No, we need to talk about it. No, especially when it comes to Black women, that the way that things are minimized when things happen to us, it's disgusting.
Right.
Very it's downplayed when it happens to us. Well, you should have fought back, girl. No. And that also goes for women who put their hands on men. Everyone keep your hands to yourself. It goes both ways.
Women aren't the only ones who are battered in relationships. It comes for men too. So let's keep that clear. I don't want nobody coming in the chat saying y'all acting like women. No, it's men too.
Them too.
And everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. Everybody.
And not be abusive verbally neither.
If you are with someone and you feel like you need to lay hands on them, that is not who you need to be with.
It's time for you to go.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, if they're bothering you to that extent, not to say that they're not bothersome, you know what I'm saying? They could be disrespecting you, they could be cheating on you, whatever. That don't mean that you got the right to do whatever you want to do physically. Because if he get his gang of sisters and cousins to come up there and do whatever, or if he do whatever, and not to say that none of that is right, but there are consequences sometimes for what you do, especially when you physically batter someone. So it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. But this was a great discussion. Thank y'all for calling in. The phone lines being lit. It was just 2 people that called in, but you know what? It created a healthy discussion. Had there been anybody else, I don't feel like the conversation would have been as linear. So I do appreciate the both of you all calling in. Okay.
Thank you, Quinn.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna wrap this up. I can smell the pizza being reheated in the air fryer right now. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go see what's up with that. Y'all remember the other night I told you I was getting ready to get off and eat some cheesesteak. Well, turns out it wasn't cheesesteak, it was pasta, but the pasta was bomb. But nonetheless, this was a great conversation. It took a turn, an unexpected turn, but I feel like it took a very necessary turn right here on the bus. So look, I'm telling y'all, it's 350 of us here right now. We only got 261 thumbs up. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, don't make me get tired of cuss y'all out. Why haven't y'all hit the thumbs up button? Y'all need to stop it.
But you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself.
Because Tyra gonna get y'all right every time. Period. Stop playing with me and hit that goddamn thumbs up button, pay your fare. I didn't get any cash apps tonight, and that's okay, but at the very least, damn, hit thumbs up. Y'all didn't donate, y'all didn't donate on the cash app, so donate with the likes. It's okay. Shit. Hit the subscribe button while you at it. God damn it. Make me cuss y'all out. Don't make my Baltimore come out. Because y'all playing with me. I done fell out the algorithm. I need all the help I can get. My birthday came and all that. I done fell out the algorithm. YouTube ain't pumping me through no more. Help us, sister out. God damn it. For free. We ain't even got to open your wallet. Shit. What's in your wallet? Hopefully you like. Shit. Well, I've decided that I do want to give you all a sticky note. This was a great video. The video could have been 30 minutes, but I'm glad I opened the phone lines because I wouldn't have segued that way. But I'm glad that segue happened because it was very necessary. Abusive relationships are something that deserve more conversation than y'all even know. It can be so hard to get out. It can be so confusing when you get in there to realize that you need to get out. You feel trapped in abusive relationships. You do. Like, you do. You're scared of the wrath of that person when you're trying to escape. And we need to normalize these conversations instead of trying to shame people. I feel kind of vulnerable expressing my experience with it. And I did a video on it before, and I just felt so naked because I felt so vulnerable talking to y'all about that. Like, I feel like it's not y'all business, but I feel like it could help somebody. If I hadn't been seeing videos of people, members of this channel, they pay their month. My memberships are very budget friendly. They're either $199 I have 3 tiers. The tiers are $199, $499, or $999. So they're very reasonable, even if you can only afford the $199. And it's just a month, right? So you could think like $2 a month. What is that? 50 cents a week, right? So you know, there are different levels to it and things like that. I want to give you a sticky note. Channel members, drop your special emojis in the chat while I play this, just to say thank you to you all. And also, if you are not a channel member, make sure that you drop some pancakes in the chat, okay? We'll be right back.
thePLAINESTjane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
So wait a minute, you ain't joined the channel yet so that you can access special perks over here with thePLAINESTjane?
Rolex on your wrist, a plain Jane.
Ooh, watch this. Hey,
I'm the Plainest Jane. I'm a cultural commentator and informant, and I provide sticky coverage on trending stories, Black news, Black culture, and everyday topics with a sticky, abstract perspective. So get familiar with the perks. I've carefully curated all of these things, and it's just a little exclusive glaze to amplify the way that you express yourself. So get comfortable, get used to our official emoji over here. That is the pancake stack, because it's always sticky in Hollywood and in real life, and especially when you spend the time over here with the Plainest Jane. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the exclusive glaze that I've provided for you to amplify the way you express yourself, and I hope you enjoy the digital vibe. Hey, listen, I always want you to keep it sticky, but be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. But most importantly, I hope that you're feeling all right, and hopefully you've had some time to tackle some of your invisible problems. I know I got a couple of new subscribers, and I just want to say thank y'all. I really do appreciate you. And if you're not quite feeling all right, this channel right here, once you join, it's going to help you kick back and decompress always, but it'll also keep you in the know with what's happening with the best Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. So again, get comfortable. The first drink is on me, all right? Act like you got some sense, and I'll see you around. But don't forget to keep it sticky 24/7 by following me on Instagram, but hit that notification bell so that you always know when I upload and you get your dose of syrup first. Now, with all that stickiness being said, the most important thing I want you to remember about this neck of the woods and the Plainest Jane is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't agree,
Buy pumpkin, buy pumpkin. That would take you out. I don't play that shit.
Now you gotta go for real.
it's just that simple. Hey, look, whether you join or not, I do want you to stay beautiful, Black, and blessed. And just know I appreciate your support. I'm your girl, the Plainest Jane. And let's see what's happening in these virtual streets. You ready? All right now. This could be a crazy ride. I'm warning you now.
So my buddy sensed that I was kind of like, I was feeling some type of way. He sensed that I was kind of emotional. So he comes meowing at the door, and he really can sense my feelings sometimes. He really can. So here he is, my co-host of the show. Okay. Here to get what he feel like he's owed. And let me go ahead and feed him give him his little payments. Okay, he feels like he deserves it. I'm gonna put his silver chain on the next time we go live. I feel like you deserve one more, but you eating them so fast. Damn. Y'all like Big Drip and his gold chain? Y'all like Big Drip and his gold chain? Sometimes I think about getting my teeth done, but I feel like my natural teeth look so good that I shouldn't. I just want a side tooth. In front of the people, can you just bring your face down so they can see it? In front of the people, so that they can see. You want to let them see you up? Oh shit! Don't no not down here. Hold on. All right, that's it, buddy. Can you get down? Okay. You need to get down. Thank you. Put your butt out to people's face. Thank you. Nobody wants to see that. Lord knows I don't. Ooh, that little booty is. I just can't. He said, pay our boss, Leo. I need a gold tooth. Y'all think I would look good with a gold tooth or a silver tooth? Y'all know I had silver fronts at one point. I might be able to find that video on my hard drive. I had silver fronts at one point. And but they were really uncomfortable though. They was uncomfortable. But somebody said I need to go too. Y'all think so? Anyway, this was such an amazing video. Even me being vulnerable, even me getting a little tear jerky, me getting a little emotional. I still feel like this was a really good video. So I just appreciate you all. Ooh. And so I want to give you all a sticky note. I'm getting back on creating these videos. Yo, that January bingo card, it took so much out of me. I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm trying to figure out if I can ask some of my Discord people to like help me out with the bingo card and like document what day certain things go down, because that January bingo card was so stressful. And first of all, let me say shout out to Tawana to Inspire TV for sending a Cash App. I do really appreciate that. Ooh, excuse me. So I think I will make a valve in the Discord for people who feel like things that who are in the Discord and they feel like this deserves to be a part of the bingo card discussion. And so that they can contribute, because it took, I can't even begin to explain how much work it took for me to pump that out. And I still feel like people don't get it. I feel like people definitely don't understand the intro and the ode to the Twilight Zone that the intro gives. People just don't understand the point. But I feel like it'll take time, and I'm willing to put in the work. But I put in so much work for that video. I even put in some money to that video. And the intro and all that other stuff. But nonetheless, y'all don't care about that. However, we will talk. They said leave my teeth alone. Okay. Y'all think so? No. Maybe I should just get them like super whitened instead. Think about getting my teeth done. Everybody else do. Shit. As my mother would say, if everybody jumped off a cliff, would you? You're right, Ma. You're right. You're right. Nonetheless, let me get into this sticky note and go ahead and get out of here so I can really cry, because I do need to let out a really good cry. And enjoy my night before I go to work tomorrow. I do have to be to work a little before 9 o'clock tomorrow. So I enjoy spending time with y'all. Sometimes I drag it out, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, let's get into the sticky note and then let's go ahead and go. I'll be trying to read y'all comments, but if I read all of y'all comments, I would be here literally all night. The most for you should be clear aligners. You have pretty teeth. Don't get the big veneers. Nothing wrong with your teeth. People don't get no iPhone block chargers. Yeah, I probably won't. I might get a couple of implants for the teeth that I feel are missing that are important. But yeah, so yeah, let's get into the sticky note of the day, shall we?
Why?
I just felt like we needed a little Joe Button to get us ready. Let's get into the sticky note.
Get into this Black-owned business stickies. It's got things for inside your home, outside your home, and even on the go. JasmineMadeIt.com is your new destination for Black Girl Magic mugs, tumblers, and even wine glasses. You can even customize the tumblers and wine glasses. There's a lot going on for a low price over at JasmineMadeIt.com. And if you've been serious about wanting to support more Black-owned businesses, here's your chance. Let JasmineMadeIt.com handle all your problems for family and friends. You ever had a friend over and they just wasn't catching the hint or paying the rent?
Y'all asses all get to stepping.
Yeah, tell them to get to stepping with this nostalgic Martin-themed doormat and shop over a dozen different doormat designs over on JasmineMadeIt.com. All right, stickies, you know what time it is. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and shop Black today. Make life easier for you and your household by taking your family's hot or cold beverages on the go with one of these unique tumblers. It's insulated to keep your beverage at temperature, and it comes with a few different reusable straws and even the specific brush that you need to wash it so you can keep it sanitized and germ-free. They've got all kinds of designs to match your mood or style. So grab something for your wife, the hubby, or even the kids over on JasmineMadeIt.com. That's JasmineMadeIt.com, and I'll see you over there.
Okay, and we are back. So I want to get into today's sticky note. For all of y'all who do not understand what a sticky note is, and at some point I'm gonna stop explaining what the sticky note is, because y'all need to just understand like what my format is, and I need to be able to flawlessly execute it without explaining it each and every time. However, I feel like the majority of you all here, I recognize most of y'all names. Most of y'all know what the sticky note is, but it is basically motivational quotes that I craft myself, and things that motivate me. I am my own life coach, and I talk to myself in ways that that it really motivates me. And so I craft these quotes, and sometimes when I share some of the quotes and the thoughts in my head that motivate me, they motivate other people as well. And all these sticky notes, you know, I provide syrup in the form of Black news and celebrity updates. And because syrup is my thing, sticky notes just make sense, because you know things get sticky, celebrity situations, they get really sticky and confusing. So the sticky notes is really just a motivational note on the end. And I'm focused on motivation a lot. Like, I'm focused on pushing myself all the time. And I talk to myself and a lot of times in a lot of ways with motivational quotes, right? And so today's sticky note is basically this. And this is why it's important to subscribe, so that when I post things on the community tab, you are able to tap into some of the sticky notes that I'm not even articulating at the end of my videos, because I post some of them on the community tab. So definitely you want to make sure you check out the community tab. Jane, what about a small Swarovski crystal? I think about that too. I've had a crystal on my teeth on my tooth before. I like that. I do like that, I can say. Nonetheless, let's get into today's sticky note. And today's sticky note is: stop worrying about how it looks to other people when you're handling your business and doing what's best for you. Their perception doesn't have anything to do with your priorities and your progress. The more that you focus on how other people perceive your journey, the more that becomes a deterrent if you let it. So don't let anyone use your subconscious against you. When people realize that they're providing this certain amount of like feedback, they're picking, you know, how you handle your business apart, right? How you handle your business and how you do what's best for you. They're using your subconscious against you, because they realize if they give enough of that, then you'll stop doing what you need to do what's best for you. So stop worrying about how it looks to other people when you're handling your business and doing what's best to you, because that's not important. You're listening to noise from the nosebleeds. These people are in the nosebleeds. This is your life. This is your life. Like, so we talking about the Super Bowl, right? You're on the field living your life. Some people, they get these seats in the nosebleeds to watch what you're doing in and within your life. And the people in the nosebleeds, if they're saying fucked up shit or bullshit, or they're trying to discourage you from continuously doing what you need to do, what's best for you, what's best for your family, what's best for your kids, what's best for your goals, what's best for your business. If they realize that those boos from the nosebleeds, because they can't afford to get up close, if they realize that those boos are getting to you, they're going to continuously dish them out. And it will become a deterrent. Their perception doesn't have anything to do with your priorities or your progress. And so this sticky note is really about tuning out the people who've got negative things to say about you. And typically, let me tell you something. Typically, the people who have negative things to say about you and what you're doing and where you're going or however you're building your empire and your lifestyle, there's nobody that has more than you and that's doing better than you that will talk down on what you got going on. If there is, let's just say if we talk about YouTube, because I'm just keeping it simple because this is very universal. You don't have to be a YouTuber for this advice to adhere or to be something that means something to you, right? Let's say you got 20,000 subscribers and there's somebody with 50 or 75K trying to deter you to keep going. It means you're a threat. And they're going to try to deter you because they can already see how you're, or they feel like they can see how you're wired. And they're going to try to create a couple of, negative, videos or narratives about you to stop you from doing what you need to do because they feel like you're a threat to them. Why the fuck would somebody with 75,000 subscribers be coming against you if you're at 20K? Break it down to your business model and everything else. Typically, there's nobody that's really going to come against you unless they have less than you. And if somebody's coming against you and you just minding your business and you ain't messing with them, and they coming against you, they typically have less of a situation going on than you are. They aren't as successful as you. And if there's anybody that's more successful than you that's coming against you, then you know you got something. But also, don't let them take you off your square. Don't let them take you off your square. People will use your subconscious against you quite frequently. And you should not allow that to happen. And it might happen once or twice. You might really get in your feelings based off of what they say or what they put out or the narratives that they try to steer about you. Leo agrees. But stop worrying about how it looks. Stop worrying about it. I'm about to break it down a bit further, and some of y'all might not necessarily agree, but I'm going to say it. Stop worrying about how it looks to other people when you're handling your business and doing what's best for you. The Wiley Show, for example, he'll do a video. And he'll break the video down or he'll re-premiere the video because it'll get you extra money. And people like, stop. 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 And so, again, to wrap up this sticky note, stop worrying about how it looks to other people and how other people perceive your moves and what you're doing, what's best for you. And especially when we talk about Wiley, as I do want to get to the point where I can quit my job and do YouTube full time, but I'm scared. Some months I make more than I make at my 9 to 5. Some months my YouTube check is more than my 9 to 5 check. Some months, but not all months. So we're scared to take that leap. Wiley has made that leap. So for y'all to think that he's gonna make that leap and quit his job and YouTube is his full-time job And this ain't sponsored. Wiley ain't talked to me. We ain't talked to me. I'm literally just pulling an example out the air. We're talking about people that use YouTube in their viewership as the way that they make money, the way that they survive. So why wouldn't they make an extra $100 replaying an old video? Are you kidding me? I'm a unsubscribe if you do another video that's a re-upload. Okay, well then unsubscribe, because you're weird if you think I'm not allowed to re-upload my own videos. Long story short, stop worrying about quote unquote how it looks to other people when you're handling your business. Respect the hustle. Exactly. Respect the hustle. Stop worrying about how it looks to other people when you're handling your business and doing what's best for you. Their perception doesn't have anything to do with your priorities and your progress, but they'll use it against you in a heartbeat if they realize that it gets to you. The more you focus on how they perceive your journey, the more it becomes a deterrent for you, your situation, your journey, your business, whatever you got going on. It becomes a deterrent the more you focus on them being a naysayer, if you let it. Don't let anyone use your subconscious against you. That's the sticky note of the day. Okay. That's the sticky note of the day. I will gladly watch a Wiley repeat. I ain't gonna hold you like Wiley be entertaining as hell. Okay. But even if we take this sticky note outside of the sector of YouTube in general, when you need to do what's best for you and your family and your lifestyle and whatever you got, other people's opinions should be a non-factor. If not, they're purposely trying to put you off your square. They're purposely trying to deter you from doing what you need to do to be linear and to focus on what you need to do to make the money that you need to make. You might need to make the same product again that you've made in the past. You might need to put up an old video again that you made in the past. You know, when it comes to running a business or being an entrepreneur, a lot of stuff is about repetition and reaching into the bag of what you've done in the past and what's been successful. So don't let anybody talk you out of that, because every single business does it. We went from Air Force Ones to Air Force Twos to Air Force this, that, and the third, the low tops. And I've seen so many changes in the Air Forces when I was in high school. We went from high tops to low tops, Air Force Threes, and I could go on and on and on. But like, businesses are based on repetition because it's based on when you analyze and see what did the best for you. When did I get my highest yield of engagement, sales, whatever the case is? And you want to replicate that. That's what business is about. So if you're focused on how other people look at that and how other people perceive that, and I guarantee you, if they got time to pick your shit apart, I mean, they shit ain't together. Hello? These are the points. If they got time to pick your shit apart, then they don't have time to put their shit together. They're sitting there miserable, no brand, no business, no relevancy, no nothing. So focus on your business and what's best for you and your brand and what you have going on and the things that are going to benefit your business, your family, your person, and all that shit. You hear what I'm saying? I know a lot of people pick on Wiley. I get it, but I ain't gonna hold you. I fucks with Wally. Wally, Wally get more view. Wally get more view. It's not about the views. Wally knows his placement. He'd be like, I'm speaking up for the special kids. I'm here for the special kids. I'm here for this. I'm here for that. He's authentic as fuck. He's not pretending to be anything. So look, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. He's just one of the many examples that I could use to really knock this sticky note out of the park, to be completely honest with you. Wally is that nigga. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I fuck with Wally. I'm sorry. I do. Matter of fact, I'm not sorry, but I do. Okay. So this was a great show. Okay. This was an amazing show. I appreciate all of you all calling in. I'm grateful that over 200, literally, there was over 300 of us at one point. That allowed me to like put down a sticky note for you all, because everybody doesn't understand what the sticky notes are. But look, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for checking the community tab, because the community tab is something that's really important. Channel members, remember, we are going to be, maybe I should change the screen. Maybe I should change the screen to this. I should. Has anybody put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the new Monique movie called The Reading? Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen it. Put a 2 in the chat if you haven't. We are. So I mentioned this. I mentioned this on a channel not too long ago. I'm like, have y'all seen this? We need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. We're gonna talk about this. Yeah, we need to talk. Have y'all seen it? It seemed like most of y'all haven't. Y'all, it's definitely worth the watch. Here's what I'll say. I'm not ruining anything for y'all. I'm not ruining anything for y'all. I'm telling you, it's worth the watch. I mean, what I'm saying, it's worth the watch. Y'all need to watch it, okay? We're going to be talking about this backstage tomorrow. Thinking I might do an edited video about it. I'm thinking I might do an edited video about it to give the people like publicly, but I'm gonna feed my channel members and we're gonna talk about it backstage first tomorrow. And I'm gonna open the floor because I want other people to tell me how they felt about it too. I think we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. As long as there's nothing crazy that happens tomorrow that I need to like do a public video about, I definitely feel like we need to talk about this tomorrow, and I want y'all to call in. So I just want to give y'all a heads up. If you've seen it and you are a channel member, you will be calling in. You'll have the option to call in, and we're going to be talking about this, baby. Do you hear what I'm saying? Oh, because I want to hear, because when we talk about thrillers and when we talk about suspense movies and psychological thrillers and stuff like that, the opinions vary so much. Oh my God, they vary so much. But let me tell you something. Whether you like it, you love it, or you hate it, it's definitely worth the discussion. And regardless of how you feel, I want to hear how you feel about it when we talk about it live tomorrow, probably around about 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Y'all know I'm over here in Baltimore. I want to hear how y'all feel about it. And I'll open the floor and I want to hear how everybody else feels about it. Okay. So this was really good. Let me make sure I'm not Missing anything? And y'all know I always got something to say about Monique. And honestly, I can't lie. 9 times out of 10, it's not positive what I have to say about Monique, typically. But we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk about this film and what's going on. Y'all need to watch it. Let me see. Monique want her scary shit. Y'all subscribe. Yeah, it's a suspense situation. Let me see. They said play the song. Okay, all right. We'll play the song and we gonna get up out of here. We're gonna play the song and get up out. That's exactly how we gonna exit. Y'all ready? Is you ready? You ready? Is you ready?
Baltimore, I can't see you. Where you at?
Yo, killing me with this. I can't help. I am.
Robert.
I am. You're killing me, man. This ain't not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Man, y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me. Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with this. Y'all killing me with killing me, man. Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. Y'all wanna believe it? Trying to kill me. Killing me, man. Trying to kill me. I hope this camera keep going. Stupid R. Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R. Kelly. Do it. Fight him. Stupid R. Kelly. Fight for my life. Stupid R. Kelly. Do it. Fight him.
Okay. Y'all already know what time it is. We be, what's the other one? Hold on, it's another one.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of him.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for checking the community tab. Thank you for subscribing to my backup channel. I do appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the TPJ network. If you take a look at the very first link in the description box, it is deeper than skin deep, and she really does the thing, okay? Y'all know I started off talking about my makeup, well, my YouTube journey, rather, 10 years ago. It was about makeup. Excuse me. It wasn't about commentary or anything like that. It was about makeup. And I switched into commentary and all that other stuff. But Deeper Than Skin Deep is the very first link. You should definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm talking high-end skincare and makeup. And again, it is the very first link down below in the description box. So check her out, okay? I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all for subscribing to the backup channel and checking out the community tab. Make sure you do something to decompress today, okay? Drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on any and all things that we discussed today. Rihanna, her pregnancy, abusive relationships, anything. Make sure you comment down below, all right? And, you know, you definitely want to make sure you thumbs up or down the video. Either way, I appreciate it. But be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the celebrity or trended syrup, because you know things are always sticky in Hollywood and in real life. Drop some of them pancakes down below. I need some stacks of pancakes. Okay. And y'all make sure to stay beautiful, black, and blessed until I catch y'all next. Channel members, I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll be talking about Monique's movie, The Reading, which definitely deserves discussion. So I will see my channel members tomorrow. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Deuces.
But that's it. If you want to catch more of my commentary on Black culture or vital and trending information, be sure to subscribe by hitting that little circle in the middle of the screen, or I'll catch you in one of these rectangles to the right in another video. I'll see you there.